it's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to you all. What have we got going on today, Georgia? Nothing. The weather's gone cloudy today. That's kind of sad. It's the first cloudy day we've had in a while after a long period of sunshine. Maybe it'll get sunnier this afternoon. It's a regular uni lockdown at home day. Nothing really going on. If you didn't watch yesterday's vlog, I tried to start my analysis chapter, but because I don't have all the data yet, it's quite hard to start it. And I also just got very overwhelmed and confused about how I'm supposed to be structuring it, because I've got quite a complicated, it's not really complicated, it's just one of those things where like I don't know how to best approach it in order to get like the best grades. So I've kind of done a little bullet point draft situation, and then I booked a meeting with my supervisor tomorrow so that we can kind of discuss how to start it, because I thought I had it in my head. I was like, I know exactly what I'm going to do, and then I sat down to do it and it turns out I don't really have an idea. So I'm going to talk to my supervisor about that tomorrow. So today I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the last of the literature review feedback. So I had a meeting with my supervisor? I had a meeting with my supervisor. Oh my god, I nearly said it again. What's wrong with me today? I had a meeting with my supervisor last week where I went over the feedback that she had given me that I didn't quite understand, and we went through it together and kind of went through the bits, what I could do for these specific bits of feedback. And I've made note of what I should do, but I haven't actually done it yet. So I feel like if I get that out of the way now, I won't have to worry about it later. So that's what I'm going to do today. I have 4 components in this study, 2 surveys and 2 interviews. Both interviews are done, 1 survey is done. The other survey is about to be sent out. I made contact with them yesterday. They said that yes, they would be happy to help, and I sent over everything, but they've yet to respond to that. So I'm going to give them today to kind of get back to me, and then tomorrow I might give them a ring, because one of the ladies who I've been contacting gave me a mobile number to call if I have any questions or anything, which is fantastic. I will utilise that tomorrow if I've not heard from them by the end of today about what they're doing, what's going on, because I've sent them over the link to the survey now. They just need to send it out to the correct age group of parents. I'm kind of waiting on that one. So that's kind of going on in the background, but today I am going to do the last of my literature review feedback, and hopefully I won't have to touch it ever again. That would be really nice and great. Other than that, bog standard lockdown uni day. Got nothing going on with my life right now. Got a cat to cuddle. I'm a little tired. She was very cute with me last night though. It happened again. I woke up at 5 AM. I did this last night, the other night as well. I think I went back to sleep, but it was more like I just laid there with my eyes shut, and it was like I was dreaming, but it felt more like I was consciously thinking. And so when the alarm went off, it felt like I'd just been laying there with my eyes shut for an hour rather than actually being asleep. I don't know how to describe that, but it felt really weird. I woke up last night because I needed to pee. And so I got out of bed, and Slippers was on the bed with me, bless her, and she jumped off and kind of ran about for a bit, and I was like, oh god, I've triggered a zoomies at 5 in the morning, that's not good. But then she ended up kind of following me to the bathroom and sitting outside the door while I peed. She kind of watched me wash my hands, and I got back into bed, and she jumped back onto bed and curled back up at my feet. It's like she was protecting me as I went to the bathroom in the dark, which, you know, not necessary, but it was very cute, wasn't it? It was very, very cute. We've had lots of nice cuddles this morning, haven't we? And now she's fast asleep, as she always is, because she's normally awake all night, waiting for us to wake up, which is really sad, but very cute as well. It's my day. Another bog standard lockdown day. I'm gonna get started on that last bit of the literature review. Huh? You're gonna help? You're gonna be my study buddy? Good afternoon, everybody. It's a bit later. The sun has come out. The birds are singing. It's very glorious. Beautiful spring. Spring is on its way. I went through my literature review feedback. Didn't take me very long actually. It was like one section where I actually needed to construct an actual sentence. The rest of it was just adding a couple of words or changing a couple of words. Did that, and then I went back and I kind of made some cuts, because after the literature review feedback came in and I had to add a bunch of stuff, I went way over the recommended word count. It's a 10,000 word dissertation, and then each chapter I've been given like a recommended word count for each section. I'm trying to stick to word count plus 10% and not go over that, because that way it makes it easier for me at the end. So I'm allowed to go 10% over overall. So I'm trying to stick to not going 10% over for each of the individual chapters. Does that make sense? I'm bad at words. Bodes well for me for my dissertation though, doesn't it? So I did that and I went back and made some cuts. So now it's, I think, just under word count plus 10%. So it's like, I think it was 2,500 words for the literature review. So I think it's like just over 2,700 words. So still doing all right. Then I did the laundry, I've just had my lunch. I want to chill with my cat, who has been neglecting me today. Well, actually no, that's a lie. She did give me a bit of a cuddle when we were working on my literature review. But hopefully that is the end of my literature review now. I'm not going to touch it again until I've finished everything else. I could probably add a couple more literature in there just for the sake of boosting up my reference list, but ultimately the bulk of it is done and I don't want to think about it now until I've done the rest of it, because now that's like my next priority. So tomorrow I'll have my meeting with my supervisor and we will hopefully get that sorted, which would be really nice. Still haven't got an email back from the school. I think I am going to have to call them just for the sake of asking, you know, what the situation is, what they're up to, how they want to do this, because I sent them over the link like I was saying, but they've not really told me anything else since then, and they have given me a phone number to call if I would like to chat about the requirements. So I might do that tomorrow morning if they haven't gone back to me by then about what it is they're actually doing, because I don't want to do it. Shall I check if they've I'll check if there's any responses to it so far, because that's a good indication as to whether or not it's been sent out. Yeah, no, there's no responses. So I'm going to call her tomorrow and basically be like, hey, what's up? Because she might be sending it out for this evening is basically what I'm saying, because that's what the other school did. But they told me that that's what they were doing and the school hasn't. So, you know how it goes. And it's going well. It's going alright. I'm now going to cuddle my cat for the afternoon, because that's what one does with lockdown. Lucky for you. Good evening, everybody. It's just coming up to 7. Just been called down for dinner. It's been a bit of an afternoon. Chris came back from work and then he decided to go out for a walk for his step count, and also to go visit his dad for a little doorstep hello, because his dad was supposed to get his COVID jab today. I've had a bit of a scandal. I'm honestly really pissed off about the whole thing. It's so bad. Basically, Chris's dad, who is high risk and in his 60s by the way, was only just contacted yesterday. He should have been contacted like a week at least a week ago, if not 2 or 3 weeks ago. He got his call to book his appointment yesterday, and he did. He booked his appointment for today, but he couldn't book his second appointment locally. So he was like, well, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to book my first jab and then I'll book my second jab closer to the time, which is a very logical thing to do. I didn't even know you had to book your second jab. I thought you booked your first and then you booked your second closer to the time. I know they're trying to make sure that everyone books their second jab, but this isn't really the way to do it, clearly. Anyway, Chris's dad showed up to get his jab today, and they literally turned him away because he hadn't booked his second appointment for his second dose in 3 months' time. Apparently he wasn't the only one either. Apparently there was like 8-10 people who were in the exact same boat, who didn't want to book to have their second vaccination in 3 months' time, ages away, when there will probably be slots available much more locally. And they literally told him to go away. He didn't get his jab today. It's so frustrating. He's been delayed getting, the notification to actually get his vaccination in the first place. And then he books his first appointment responsibly and he goes in to get it done, and they tell him to go away because he hasn't booked an appointment for his second jab in 3 months' time. Like, no wonder why so many vaccinations are being thrown away. It's ridiculous. I don't understand it. It's such a waste. All of those vaccinations are going to be thrown in the bin. And I bet that's going to be a problem. They've probably had that problem for the next few days, because obviously it's an issue with the booking system that people aren't able to book their second jab. So imagine how many doses they're throwing in the bin quite simply because people haven't been able to book their second dose. Yeah, that really pissed me off. Super frustrating. I've been really worried about Chris's dad getting his vaccine. I was really happy to hear that he was getting it today. So that was really, really annoying. I can't believe they did that. I can't believe the people at the vaccine drive didn't just go, oh, go on then. Come on in and get them. Because, I mean, they booked it, so they were there. It's not like they were low on doses. They booked the appointment, so they would have been available. And it does just mean that those other vaccines have been thrown away. That's so bad. It's so bad. Luckily, Chris's dad has managed to book an appointment for this Sunday at a different location, and a second one, which he's unhappy about it. I would be unhappy about it too. He's high risk. He's got a serious condition which affects his mobility, so having to travel long periods of time is really, really, really bad for him. And I just don't understand why he wasn't contacted earlier, why he hasn't been prioritised for a local I don't know. It's a horrific organisation, and I'm really, really angry at the people at the vaccination drive who just chose to send him away instead of taking him in and giving them the vaccine anyway, like he should have done. I mean, there's so many stories of people, like, showing up with their elderly grandparents and being like, oh, we have a spare vaccine, do you want one? So why would you turn away someone who's booked the appointment? Who's high risk? I'm so angry. It's really frustrating. But yeah, like I said, luckily he has managed to book another appointment for this weekend. That's our little vaccine scandal situation at the moment. Very, very disappointed. Doesn't bode well for the future, really, does it? If it's the same situation when me and Chris have to book our vaccines, we're not going to bloody get to vaccinate until December. Just been called down for dinner. It's otherwise been a pretty chill afternoon. Not really got up to very much. Standard lockdown, uni life at home situation. Cuddling the cat, who's been very cuddly. Haven't you? But yeah. That's been the situation. I'm gonna go downstairs and have my dinner now. But yeah. The mood is frustrated.
Hello.
Hello, look at you two all cozy.
Very cozy.
Cozy, Bubba. Sound asleep. Right where I need to get into bed later, huh? Good evening, everybody. It is later. Had our dinner. Watched another episode of Vanishing at the Cecil Hotel. It's starting to be clear that it's a bit of an unsolved mystery and not one with a conclusive ending. It's quite stressful when they're inconclusive because they kind of give you every single like scenario of what could happen and give you all the evidence, and then they give you all the evidence against it and tell you how it's not been confirmed, and you're like, oh.
Great.
Okay. Chris found out about the door thing. You were disappointed about the elevator door.
Because I was really stuck on the fact that elevator didn't move. Nobody seemed to be paying as much attention to why the fact this elevator was staying where it was for 2 minutes. Turns out she just pressed the button, which keeps it where it is for 2 minutes.
Yeah,
like,
the door hold button.
Yeah, I was like, right, well. And then they went back to, oh, but her actions were so weird. She was like doing this kind of stroking motion in midair, and I was like, that's because the largest drug market is 20 feet outside the hotel. I'd imagine she can just probably grab a couple of pills and.
Well, that's the whole other mystery. Did she take them voluntarily, or were they slipped in? There are lots of things that it could have been, and I'm pretty sure we're not going to get any answers, and this is all just going to be.
I really feel like drugs are involved at some point. I really don't know what the autopsy said though.
Probably find out next episode.
Yeah, no, but
the last episode.
They sort of gave you like a 2 or 3 minute section on the autopsy, and I'm like, that would be a whole episode.
No, I think the description for the next episode said something about the autopsy being confirmed and all the information being confirmed. So I think we go into that more next episode. Overall, it was an okay day. Got some work done this morning, not as productive as I'd like, but kind of as productive as I can be right now. Got a meeting with my supervisor tomorrow to hopefully give me a bit more of an idea of what I'm supposed to be doing over the next couple of weeks. Disappointing news about Chris's dad. his vaccine.
Yeah, that's a bit of a poor effort, but
At least he's getting one on Sunday.
yes.
Yeah, it's been an okay day. For a lockdown day, it's been pretty average, I would say. Well, we're gonna go to bed. Do you have it in you to watch the finale of Schitt's Creek?
No.
No?
If I never watch it, it's still technically ongoing.
Well, I don't think that's quite how it works.
A girl can't break up with you if you just stop responding to all her messages. So you're technically still in a relationship if you just refuse to let her break up with you.
It's just not how it works. Right, we are going to go to bed here, so thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Say night nicely, boys. Look at this little bean. Say night, Chris.
Night.
Night.